So what's the beef with our beef? I get this question a lot, and there's a lot of confusion out there between conventional grain-fed beef and then grass-fed beef. And what's the difference and why should we care? So let's start with 80% of the beef that we find at our grocery store, and that is conventional or grain-fed beef. Well, the problem with that, and why I always recommend grass-fed dairy, grass-fed beef, grass-fed whey protein to my clients, is that the conventional way, those cattle have been raised in very tight quarters, very stressful conditions. They've been injected with antibiotics, hormones. Their food has been sprayed with pesticide. And when you're eating a diet primarily of grain, it raises the sugar level within the body. And it changes the unique ratio of the omega-6 and 3s that are supposed to be in beef. Beef is a really healthy product, but what man has done to it has messed it up. So I say to folks, stay away from that. Go for grass-fed beef if you can. And we're talking about grass-fed and grass-finished. And so why is that so great? Well, it has that perfect ratio of omega-6s and omega-3s. And that's really important because in our society right now, all of our processed foods are full of partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. There's vegetable oils in almost every food on your pantry shelf. And so that's raising inflammation within the body. All of that omega-6s, we're becoming omega-6 dominant. And so you really want that beautiful ratio of 6 and 3, and we get that from grass-fed beef. Plus, it's how God intended for our cattle to be raised out in the pasture in calm conditions, getting sunlight and eating grass. Because not only you are what you eat, but you are what you eat and what they ate. And so we want to stay away from chemicals and grain-fed beef that raises that inflammation and sugar level within the body. Some other great benefits, the powerhouse of grass-fed beef really is something called CLA, and that's conjugated linoleic acid. It is a beautiful fatty acid that is essential for so many functions within the human body. But the great thing about it is how protective it is. And we know that it can help shrink tumors in the breast, colon, skin. It helps reduce high blood pressure. It helps ward off cardiovascular and heart disease. It helps with insulin resistance. It helps keep inflammation at bay. So it's just this beautiful essential fatty acid that we're so deficient in America. And we can get all of that in grass-fed beef. So when you're in your grocery store and you're looking for a product, don't just pull something organic because they could still be grain-fed. You want to go for grass-fed or grass-finished. That's really optimal. And if you can get a grass-fed dairy also, and grass-fed whey protein is huge. So we get all that delicious CLA, the beautiful 3 and 6 ratio, and we're keeping all of these hormone disrupting chemicals at bay. So I hope that clears a little bit up about your beef.